2001, I was home on Wilson Avenue in Jersey City, New Jersey, holding my 4-month-old, staring out the window at what would soon learn to be the biggest act of terrorism that I've ever seen. It was a day that would change the United States forever. But from that tragedy came stories of strength, resilience, and self sacrifice. One of the more unique stories from that day is that of the 9/11 surfer who somehow managed to survive the collapse of the North Tower. I'm here today to meet him in person and talk about this miracle and how it has since shaped his life. As I evolved from a rapper to a podcaster, I've interviewed hundreds of interesting artists, tastemakers, and figures within the music industry. The more knowledge I gained, the more I was eager to learn. My interests have grown far beyond the music industry these days, and there are endless amounts of unique people in the world with extraordinary stories to tell and knowledge that only they can share. This is Humans. Nope.
I guess you asked for moments, so
Yeah, I want to
there's a
see
moment. So
moments.
my whole life is like, I mean, it's
Hey, this is you and
highlights
your
are
wife.
different, different highlights.
Good looking guy.
It's close anyway.
Look at you. Look at you both. Ah, I see it.
Yeah, we had a wedding celebration there, and a pretty good wedding there. Got a little sombrero, cigar going.
Oh, you're having a blast.
Yeah.
Let's start with your year leading up to 9/11. What was going on in Pasquale's life?
Crazy, hectic, beautiful blur. It was. We were married, in '98. This was like 2 years later. In the middle of all that, we were able to get pregnant. My wife was pregnant with our first child, and it was just getting ready for that and gearing up and lost classes and construction in between and life. Life was just busy. It was nice.
Okay. And where are you working?
So right now I work for and currently work still for the Port Authority in New York, New Jersey.
And that's where you work.
That's where I worked on in 1998, in 2001, and I started in 1992. I'm a structural engineer by trade.
What is a structural
Structural engineer. We design anything that's based on structures. That includes bridges, skeleton frames, foundations, anything that involves support and structure.
So a normal day at work was like what?
So back then, a normal day would be, get up, leave from here, go to the train station, take the train down to Hoboken, take the path over to New York, World Trade Center. That would get into work. Normal time back then was like that. When they get into work, it would just be, cubicles, World Trade Center floor, and a bunch of engineers.
Which floor?
So at that time, I worked on the 64th floor.
64.
Yeah, the Port Authority had a lot of their offices in the World Trade Center.
Before 9/11. Have you ever had a life or death experience?
That was also in the '93 bomb. That's just when the bomb went off. I was on the 43rd floor. We went down the stairs.
Wait, you worked in the same place in 93?
Yeah. So I was standing on a line with a friend of mine, getting lunch in the cafeteria, and all of a sudden I saw like a flash outside the window, and the building kind of, you felt a little bit of almost like a little bump or lift.
Police say that it may in fact have been a bomb, a massive bomb, that caused an explosion just after noon today.
The alarms went off, and everybody evacuated the building, and then we started making our way down the stairs. The staircases, the way the building was designed, actually had the chimney stacks. So when that explosion occurred and the smoke came up, there wasn't any other way for it to go but through the staircases. So when you were going down the staircases, it was kind of getting hard to breathe. When I walked out of there, it was just soot all over my face, and all you could see was just like rings around my eyes, and my mouth was clear. Everything else was just covered in soot.
So you go through this experience in '93. Your wife is not there to make you quit the job yet, and you go back to work
Yeah,
with no second thought of that day.
my wife would always say, I want to work in that building. Why are you going to go? I said, Louise, what are the chances of there being two terrorist attacks? What are the odds? Like, think about it. And she was right on that.
Pre 9/11, he was always very worked with his hands, always building something, always fixing things. Um, I mean, this whole place that we live in was our project after we got married, and every room was redone to what we thought would make a beautiful,
Family home.
yeah, place. Yeah, yeah. So, pre 9/11, that was our focus. Pascal was he always had plans, Um, Post 9/11, throughout the year that followed, was a different person.
This was actually probably 2 weeks before 9/11. One of these probably would have been the last picture had I not survived.
When you woke up that morning, what did you think your stresses were?
Losing in fantasy football because I was watching Monday Night.
The evil that occurred on September 11, 2001 will never be forgotten. On that horrible day, the world changed forever. There's so much destruction, so much loss that even now, 20 years later, it's hard to comprehend the